LM Studio just shipped Bionic. This is a desktop application that is a competitor to Codex, for instance, and the Cloud Cowork, and it will help you work with the local LLMs and do coding things, do transcriptions for notes and things like that, and work with local. This can be done with local models only. You have the options to use their cloud also subscription. And in this video we are going to see these applications and how well it does on M4 Pro Mac Mini with 24 GB of RAM, and we are going to see if this is usable and how it's working. So about LM Studio Bionic, right now this is available for everything. This is for Mac, we are just downloading in here, but it has Linux and Windows versions, so you can use it on all the environments you have, and I already have it installed in here. So this is the application and this is how it is looking. In here you have the options to add the different projects with workspaces. You can create a new workspace in here, and when you choose this, you put the name and you have the option to choose the code or work. So if you are not doing coding, you have this difference in here, and we are gonna see for coding this thing right now because we are going to create a website with a local model. And in the settings area in here you will have the general things with update and things like that with web search, but this it will use their cloud plan. If you want to enable web search in here you will have the sessions, appearance in here, the voice, and this will gonna use the Voxtral that has about 3 GB in size, so you need to think on that. We're gonna enable this and see how it's working at some point when we're going to edit some things. You can just link devices. Right now this is the waitlisted, and in here you will go and choose the models for this. So in here you have the options to choose the models. As I am on a M4 Pro Mac Mini, I have chosen the MLX and I have installed in here already a model, and we are gonna use for this the Gemma 4 E2B like this because it's small and it has like 4 GB and it has everything like tools, vision and reasoning, and I want it to be fast and see how well it's working, because if we're going to start using bigger models they will not be that fast, and if you do coding tasks, for instance, the context will fill up the RAM with everything. But yeah, in function of what you have, you can go in here and choose your models, and in here you have the library. In here you see that I already have this installed, and you can go and change the settings for this. So you can increase the context size for this, you can change the temperature, you can put a system prompt in here. So right now I've maxed out the context for this because this is small, 24 GB can have this context in there for a 2 billion parameter, and yeah, you can enable various things in here. I will let the things as default. I will only increase the context in here. Loaded instances, you see that this model is loaded in here. It has 4.3 GB with thinking and tools and visions. Okay, some other things, and right now the important part in here is to go on. Let's create a new workspace so you can see how everything is working from beginning. Test, and I will put the code in here. Create, so I have the test in here. And right now let's close all of these tabs because I've tested this, and we're gonna go and create a new in here, and like this it's working. We're gonna change the workspace, we'll put the test, we're gonna choose the model first, Gemma 4, and then you'll have the options to select the folder for this. And in here I've created the Astro project, Dragoș Dev Astro. Use this folder like this. Let me make this thing bigger. So right now you have this, and yeah, you see that you have the options in here. In the right side you will have the files, you will have the web browser, so you can check, so you can open files and things like that. We are gonna see how this will look like after we give something to do to this and see how it's coding with this model, and everything it will be done locally. So in here I have a prompt. I will tell this small model to create a Dragos Dev Portfolio website with a couple of things, with sections and things like that, with SVGs. I want just to see how it's working and how fast it is. And yeah, I mean, this is just a prompt created to test this and see how it's doing and how well this application is working. After that we are gonna go and analyze maybe an image. I have some MD files in here with some text that we are gonna analyze. So right now this thing started and it's working. And let's see the activity in here. Okay, I will let it like this in here so you can see this. So right now it's using 20 gigabytes of memory. Of course I'm also recording. So right now this is working and it's creating the details for us, or it tries to create the details. Let's see what he will do at the end and if we're gonna have something usable. So you see that even with this small model it still stays sometimes to think. So 4 bits, 2 billion parameters, only, I don't know, about 4 gigabytes in RAM. It still needs some time to think on the things. Okay, it's creating the files in here and I don't see the files that were already modified, which is not a good thing. Also, this is quite basic. In here we see that it created the navbar layout. Okay, not yet styles. In here it added the styles, but you don't have like a syntax highlighting on this, and you don't have right now a way to see the files that are modified. Okay, you have the options to see in here if you extended the reasoning, so that's good because that was the basic functionality. So let's see. Okay, I'm just closing this and let this thing work. And in here you see that you have the context. So right now it's using 8K from here, from the context, and this model has 131K. And it's creating the components for us. Okay, navbar. Yeah, I mean, this is a simple project, but I want to see if this local model can do these simple things. Of course, we can go then and check some other things. File has not been read, so it has a problem in here. Okay, let's see. Okay, the team single page portfolio. Tells that it created everything. Let me review some of the things in here. Probably it will not work because you need to have these closing things in here for the Astro components. You see, like this, and it didn't add the components on the first page. So you didn't add components on first page. Also run npm run build to test and fix the things. So yeah, okay, and yeah, in here you can see all the files. You can fork this. Yeah, I mean, the important thing in here is to see how this application is working, then to see if the model can do something. And right now it's running the build. Okay, add the components index page. It tells that it ran successful. So I'm just telling right now for him to add the components in there, because you only have the welcome components in here, and this will not display everything. Or maybe it added in this. No, it didn't add it in the layout. Okay. So right now, yeah, I don't know. I don't see these things in here. So these local models are not that good, I think. Let's see. In a proper code editor, yeah, these are the things, projects. Okay, so it exported everything in here, and you see that it has errors. Okay, yeah, I'm just curious to see. And PM run build. Okay, build it was okay because it only put in the index page, that's why. Okay, yeah, so these smart models are not very smart, and here you'll see that you'll have the default thing. So basically it didn't add anything in the index page. Let me do that. Okay, he wants me to do it, so I cannot edit this. You can only see the details in this. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't know Astro pretty good. It's like useless in Astro. So create a static deck in root in here with the website. So I'll just tell it to create a static thing because it doesn't know Astro well enough. It's like 2 billion parameters, and yeah, it's not really usable with Astro. But for the index HTML, maybe he can help us. Let's see. At least in this live session you will see the things of this. And right now, let's see what he decides to do. Okay, so 20. Okay, you see the reasoning in here. And let's see what he will decide to do. So he tried to run a shell command in here to create the file, but it couldn't run the shell command on file structure. Okay. And right now he is providing me all the file in here, and it's quite slow right now, I see. I will wait for this to finish, and then I will create this index thing and see if it's creating at least something usable. Okay, it's spinning up all the sections in here. Yeah, it's not very fast at all. I was expecting something faster. On M4 Pro with 24 gigabytes of RAM, and this is 2 billion parameters, and yeah, it didn't create any social links. Okay, let me copy this. I should have a copy in here. So let me go and okay. So I've created a file in here and I want to open it. So yeah, this is what he created. Yeah, this is the 2B power of this, but at least you can chat with it. And in here, let's create a new workspace for this. I will put it like work, and in here like things work like this. Create things work. Let's go and close all of these things in here, and I will choose the things work like this. I will choose the model, so it will not ask you to open a folder in here when you are putting with work. But let's see if this can understand an image. What is this image about? And in here you see, okay, you have like this, choose a file or folder, and when you are using like this for work not coding, you will have the options to add an external folder or things like that in here. And in here you see that it was able to process the image pretty well, and it was quite fast for this. And again, you can go and add files. So let's see in here, because I have some files, and in here I have some video transcript with fluid voice, the one in there. And in here I have that. What is transcript about? Let's see if he can understand this. Of course, you can add PDFs, docs, and things like that in here. Okay, so it is able to read the file. So in here you can just go and add external files to this project, and he will be aware of this project and the files. Okay, so he didn't find this. Oh my god, what is this about? So you see that this transcript thing is just a transcript of my video, and right now he should be able to read it. Yes, so he didn't understood the file because it wasn't able to open the location. Here you can summarize for us. Another thing in here is the option to go and use the plugins. Let's see where they are. Connected apps. In here you have GitHub, Linear, Notion, and you can add MCP servers easily. So you can add these things. And let's see right now the voice for this. So for the voice, like this. Hello, what's going on? How you are working with this? Right now the model was not loaded, and that's why. And after it is loaded, you see that you can go and work with this. Right now it's listening for us, and it should have a shortcut that will go and just put the details in there. So you see that even if it has like 3 GB in size, it's pretty good. It is listens and it is quite fast. The Voxtral for Mistral. So yeah. But again, memory, you see it in here, it's like heavily used. But again, this is pretty good, and it will help you just chat with this. Okay, yeah, it has also a browser in here that can go and use it if you want. So yeah, it tries to be like a codex alternative, but again, it's at the beginning. The good thing is that it will help you use local models easily, and for sure it will be more polished in the future. So this is the video. This is the new Bionic from LM Studio. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe and drop a comment.